With the space at Capitol Grand in South Yarra, they've got Bromley Gallery, but then the Runaway Gallery across the foyer. So the way they've set up the space is essentially horseshoe for what we were doing for the show. Probably the most pieces I've displayed individually within one show with the 50. In saying that, trying to get a coherence of the works going around it was a little bit challenging, I feel. I couldn't see all the works all at once. That made it a little bit challenging, but I always like a challenge. It just meant a little bit more sort of mileage and getting up my 10,000 steps around the big gallery. With the whole team at Bromley's, it just came together really well. The lead up to the show, I was sort of working like all over. I was working at home and I was working at Daylesford and I was working in Melbourne City to do the show. And the collaboration pieces were worked on at Daylesford. There's a great dude named Simon that does some frames up and does various work for David and Yugi. He framed up 3 of the 4 collabs that me and David did. There was 2 diptychs. The big one was a triptych. There was a sort of single canvas that I worked on with David also. That one wasn't framed, but the other 3 were by Simon. What he did with this one, in a sort of real naive sort of way, is he's gotten the wood, but he's sort of painted it with like a chlorine mixture, which has given it a nice chalky white feel around the timber. Sorry, I got my camera up. I want to go get this. With the triptych being one piece, all framed up, it was a mammoth piece to move. In came the truck at about 12 o'clock the day before, manhandled it out of the truck. And then we can then go up the escalators. Yeah, you got it. Okay. And up we go. Up the escalators, got it up onto the wall as a central piece. I didn't quite think it was finished. There was a little bit of time up my sleeve, so I wanted to gold leaf a couple of areas within that collab, sort of that triptych, which was like the skull and crossbones. That was done by David, and then a little bit of the paintbrush with one of David's boys sort of painting like the whole picture within the triptych. It was a surprise for David, and thankfully he liked my extra little touch on it. I think the gold leafing just made it. It just finished it off. Frankie's somewhat boss lady at Capitol Grand. She's just, I feel, the lead of the ship. She arranged all the beautiful flowers, the idea of the tattooers. Upon sort of workshopping ideas for the show initially before March, told Frankie, I sort of half sort of jokingly said, how about I should do 50 paintings for my 50th. I love it. I love a challenge. I love a deadline. I love like the journey towards that.
Happy?